Okay, so today I'm working on candles and packaging orders, and I swear running a small business is literally like doing 500 tasks all at once. 1 minute you're pouring wax, the next minute you're printing labels, cleaning something, and then realizing you forgot another step. But honestly, I've been trying to stop putting so much pressure on myself to have everything figured out immediately. I think I romanticize the idea of success being fast when in reality, it's a lot slower and messier than that. But I do genuinely love creating things, like seeing all the scents lined up and packing orders and finding comfort in the little things. POV. You start a candle business and suddenly your entire house smells like 10 different fragrances all at once. I'm not even joking. I'll walk into a room and be like, why does it smell like peppermint, vanilla, and apple pie? Also, nobody talks about how much cleaning is involved in candle making. Like, why is wax everywhere? Anyways, I feel like owning a small business teaches you a lot about yourself, like patience, consistency, letting go of perfectionism. Because trust me, if I waited until everything was perfect before posting or creating something, I would literally never do anything. And honestly, I've been enjoying slowing down lately. I feel like for a long time, I thought I had to constantly rush or constantly achieve something to feel good enough. But moments like this are nice, just making candles, packaging orders, listening to music, existing a little. Also, something I've been realizing lately is that building a business is way more mental than I expected. Like, obviously, there's the physical side, making products, packaging orders, editing content, buying supplies. But the mental side is honestly the hardest part sometimes. Learning how to keep going even when you doubt yourself. Learning how to create without overthinking every tiny detail. Learning how to not compare yourself to people who have been doing this for years. And I still struggle with that sometimes. I'll look at somebody else's business or content and immediately think, am I behind somehow? When realistically, I'm still learning. I also think social media makes people think businesses can just happen overnight. Like one viral video and suddenly everything changes. But most of the time, it's really just someone quietly showing up over and over again behind the scenes. Doing small tasks every day, learning slowly, messing up again, trying again. And I think there's something really beautiful about that, honestly. Something else I've been trying to work on is not attaching my worth to productivity all the time. Because when you run a business, there is always something else you could be doing. There's always another product idea, another video, another listing, another thing to improve. And I used to feel guilty every time I rested. But now I'm trying to create more balance because I don't want to build a life where I'm constantly stressed all the time. And honestly, candle making has become really comforting for me. There's something so peaceful about it, like choosing scents, pouring the wax, organizing everything, even packaging orders feels calming sometimes. It makes me feel connected to what I'm creating instead of just rushing through life all the time. I think one of my biggest goals right now is learning how to grow without destroying my mental health in the process. Because I used to think success had to come from pressure, or burnout, or constantly pushing yourself past your limits. But I don't really want to live like that anymore. And if I'm being honest, I still get nervous about posting content sometimes. But I've noticed that the videos people connect with the most are usually the ones where I'm just being myself instead of trying to sound perfect. I also feel like being creative heals parts of me. Not in a dramatic way, but in small ways. Like giving myself permission to experiment, to make imperfect things, or to enjoy the process instead of obsessing over the outcome. And I know I still have a long way to go with my business, but I think I'm finally starting to understand that growth isn't always loud. Sometimes growth looks like showing up consistently, trying again after a bad day, learning new skills, or even just believing in yourself a little bit more than you did before. I think one thing people don't always realize is how much fear can show up when you start to try to build a life that actually feels aligned with you. Because for me, I felt like I spent a lot of my life in survival mode. Always feeling pressure, always feeling like I had to prove myself somehow. And when you're used to that, slowing down can feel really uncomfortable at first. Even rest can feel uncomfortable, like your brain starts convincing you that you should be doing more, fixing more, achieving more, and I still catch myself falling into that mindset sometimes. I've also realized that perfectionism used to be a form of protection for me. I thought if I could just do everything perfectly, look perfect, say the right thing, achieve enough, work hard enough, then maybe I'd finally feel safe or worthy or accepted. But honestly, that mindset just made me exhausted. And I think that's part of why creating things means so much to me now. Because it feels different. It feels softer. Like I can sit here making candles or packaging orders and remind myself that life doesn't always have to be or feel so heavy. There were honestly points in my life where I didn't really think I'd even make it this far. And I don't mean to say that dramatically, I just mean mentally. I used to feel so overwhelmed by everything, my emotions, other people's expectations, fear of failure, fear of judgment, all of it. And now I'm kind of learning how to rebuild myself slowly while also building a business at the same time, which is honestly a weird combination. Because some days I feel super inspired and motivated, and other days I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. But I think healing has taught me that both versions of me still deserve compassion. Not just the productive version, not just the successful version, not just the happy version, all versions. I also used to compare myself to people constantly, especially online. I'd see people with huge businesses or huge followings and immediately feel behind. But then I'd start realizing I have no idea what someone's journey looked like before I found them. I'm seeing one tiny part of their story. And honestly, I think a lot of us are just trying to figure out life while pretending we know what we're doing. I feel like my business has become this weird mixture of creativity, healing, comfort, and self-discovery. Like, yes, technically I'm selling products, but it's also became a way for me to reconnect with myself. And I think that's why I love cozy things so much too. Candles, warm lighting, soft music, peaceful spaces. Because growing up, I felt like I craved emotional safety really badly. And now I'm trying to create that feeling for myself instead of waiting for somebody else to give it to me. And honestly, social media can be scary for me sometimes. I still get nervous posting videos. I still overthink things. I still worry about being judged, especially because I used to be bullied a lot for my voice and the way I talked. So even speaking in my videos used to terrify me. But I think that's part of healing and allowing yourself to take up space anyways, even while I'm scared, even while I'm imperfect. And I know not everyone is going to understand me or my content, and honestly that's okay, but I'd rather create things that genuinely feel like me than force myself into something that I'm not. I also think that I'm learning that success means something different to me now. Of course I want financial freedom, of course I want to grow my business, move into my own place someday, build a peaceful life, but I also want to enjoy my life while getting there. Because I used to think everything had to be sacrifice, constant pressure, constant survival mode. And now I'm trying to learn what balance looks like. And honestly, if you're somebody who feels behind in life right now or overwhelmed or like you're rebuilding yourself from the ground up, you're not alone. Know how heavy that can feel. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me while I work today. I appreciate you. Bye!